Welcome to Implant Outlook, a podcast dedicated to the implant printing industry. I am at the 2026 Inkjet Summit in San Antonio, Texas. It is the 14th Inkjet Summit and my 12th, and there is a great crew of implants here. There are 23 of them in the implant track, and I thought I'd talk to a few of them and find out why they came to the Inkjet Summit and what their inkjet plans are.
Lee Christensen. I'm from Hemet Unified School District, and I am at Inkjet Summit because it's the one place where I can come talk with a large number of vendors that provide inkjet. It really gives me a good indicator of what's in the market without having to spend a lot of time on the floor. I just get personal time with the vendors and the OEMs to do that. So it's a great opportunity. Currently at Hemet Unified School District, we have a Baltoro, which is at end of life, and we're looking at replacing that. We have two Kyoceras also. Those are running very well, and I'm here at Inkjet Summit because I want to replace the Baltoro with something that has a diversity of stocks and gives me a greater option and greater potential to divide up the work that we get and produce it quicker. So more capacity, more diversity in my substrates, and a good quality to match. K through 12 is very dependent, in my opinion, on that diversity and that ability to do quick turnarounds. We get a very large variety of customers. It's our teachers, it's our plants, it's our departments as well. And sometimes they'll order one or two, and sometimes they'll order hundreds. Sometimes they'll order several thousands, to be honest with you. And so having the ability to produce small quantities and large quantities off of one piece of equipment and being able to do that with just one operator is super important to our school districts and K-12s as well as universities, I believe. So this is only my second Inkjet Summit, but I was very impressed with this summit. It seemed like everybody was truly involved in what's going on. There was a good variety of OEMs and other vendors, finishing, print engines, all of that. They were all here. They're so willing to help at this summit. They're so willing to sit down and talk with you and help you get a better understanding of what their market is doing and what they're able to provide. And that's completely invaluable to me in learning, both in my learning as well as in the development and the future for the next 5, 10, and realistically even 15 years for our print shop.
I'm Laura Lucas. I'm with Richardson Independent School District in Dallas, Texas, and I am here to figure out what inkjets are best for our environment. I started my journey about 5 years ago at the 2021 Inkjet Summit to kind of lay that foundation, and I've been following it for the last 5 years. Now we're ready to purchase, and so we're getting some great information, and I think we're going to leave here with some good options and maybe even some decisions already made. As a school district, we like to do a lot of color printing, but it's so expensive with toner. And so as we look at the pricing of how much it costs to actually produce the products coming off of the inkjet, it's at a much lower cost. A lot of the studies are showing that kids learn better in color and on paper. So being able to offer that at a low price is what we're trying to do. I think that we're going to see a lot more color printing, and they are going to save a lot of money. I mean, right now our color charges are somewhere between 30 cents and 40 cents, and these are looking like they're going to bring them down into the pennies. So I'd say that's cost savings. I did know a lot before I came here. I think that just being able to network and talk to people who already have this equipment has helped me make some decisions. I was torn between two companies, and I think that after talking to people who have had both, that I'm ready to make a decision on which one I'm going to go with. And that's what I'm taking away from this, is that valuable networking. I wouldn't say we're at the max volume that we could produce, but the goal is to get up there and just keep finding jobs to do. Go to your leadership, find those little niches that need to be filled, talk to them about, instead of people printing on desktop printers and color copiers at their campuses, sending it to you, because those inkjet costs will be much less than what it costs to produce on a desktop or a campus color copier. So just find the work. It's there. I think it's going to be the way of the future. I think we're going to start seeing more of it. These smaller companies are going to really start to embrace moving into that coated paper field of it. And I mean, I'm just excited to see what's coming next, because I just keep seeing all these things that they are announcing, and it's like, that's what I need. And then what's going to be after that? I can't wait.
David Bryson, I'm from the Hillsborough School District, and I came to the Inkjet Summit to get a better handle on finishing suppliers. We already have production inkjet with the Canon IX. We are looking to expand that in the next year, but the finishing is really why we're here. It feels like everybody is paying more attention to finishing now, which is what I need. I feel like I've been asking for that for years. I'm feeling really optimistic on being able to put together a good solution. So I have 3 employees. We do about 25 million impressions a year. I have a couple different inkjets. I have a small Rezo. We do very low volume on it. It's very inexpensive. It's perfect for certain products. And then we have a high volume Canon IX, where we produce sometimes up to 5 million a month.
Hi, I'm Mike Barnes with Hunter Engineering in St. Louis, Missouri. Been with the company for 15 years, developing the implants. I'm here at the Inkjet Summit for the second time because the end of this year I have 3 toner boxes up for replacement, and I think this may be the time to switch to an inkjet. So I'm here to learn more, talk to the vendors, see what's out there, what will fit my shop. I have got some products that are absolutely perfect for the slightly lower quality inkjet systems. Do large volumes of uncoated paper. There are some systems out there that are perfect for that, but also I'm looking at some higher end inkjets for sales brochures, which we print tens of thousands of every week. I'm a fairly small implant, but my volume, I'm printing 500,000 12 to 18 sheets a month, so my volume is where it needs to be. But you don't even need that much, I'm finding. With some of the inkjets, a couple of 100,000 a month is all you need to justify it, to improve costs and efficiency.
Do you think inkjet has reached the point where it's transforming the industry?
It's making changes. I don't know it's transforming it yet. There aren't enough people on board with it. There aren't enough people installing it. I think it will come. It just hasn't come yet. I just hope to be part of that transformation.
Hi, I'm Jason Gillum, Director of Business Operations for the Blue Valley School District in Overland Park, Kansas. And I came to the Inkjet Summit to learn about the technology of inkjet, how does it work, how does it run, how does it cost, what features, functions, and how could it replace toner-based devices we have. We need to drive down cost and find additional capacity with the people that we have. I was impressed by the uptime and the amount of work we could get through a single box. So we have both high-end quality and color-pleasing quality, so we're looking for solutions for both. And we're finding that there are different inkjet products that would address either one of those. We have the volume to date, I think, to justify entry into inkjet, but what really excites me is by adding inkjet gives us the capacity to continue to grow to meet the demands of our organization that are coming. I think it's definitely the next generation of what we should be doing in printing.
My name is Jason Almond. I work with Frisco ISD. I manage their print, mail, and sign services. What brought me here is to network with other print shop managers and to learn about new inkjet technology. All implants are not the same. We are actually very different in many fashions, and you may have one implant for a school district that may do a lot of curriculum, and then to the next you may not have a lot of curriculum. Currently we have 2 Xerox Balteros. We're actually looking to transition to 8 Kyocera Task Alphas. 6 of those will have the normal finisher, and then 2 of those will have Clockmatic booklet makers. When we officially transitioned to inkjet, our color volume was increasing on our toner devices, rising our cost. So we wanted a solution to combine both our black and white copies and color copies together, and inkjet was the perfect solution. We're driving down the cost with a lower service click, and our color volume is still growing. We're saving about 80% on our cost on color. As things become more and more digital, the print world really needs to be more efficient and more cost effective. I think Inkjet is a perfect solution.
I'm Justin Van Est with Oklahoma City Community College. I've been with the print shop for 5 years as the printing operations manager. The reason I came to Inkjet Summit is I know in a year I have to replace 2 toner-based pieces of equipment. And with the cost savings I can get from an inkjet, I knew I wanted to research what piece I wanted to bring in to replace that equipment. We print a lot of curriculum, and the cost with toner is just going to continue to go up, especially since we're doing more and more of the curriculum. And so the cost per piece on the inkjet just is a huge saving. And as a state-funded agency, we have to try to save as much money as possible. We looked at one book that was about $5 in toner cost, will be about 76 cents in inkjet cost. So that's a huge, huge savings over what we were doing before. Plus, I can do some inline finishing with that we're currently coiling. That'll save the coil cost plus the labor cost if I can do the coil. One of the things I definitely learned was to look at the finishing first before I really go into which machine I want to get. And there are some options that I didn't realize that were available for us before. So I think it definitely opened my eyes to what we can do with inkjet and where we can go in the future. The quality of inkjet has gotten so much better that I can't tell the difference in some of the things that we do, what they do. So it's definitely going to be a huge improvement for what we're doing now. Our volume has been increasing. I know I may not be quite at the threshold where I need the inkjet, but it's not going to be long before I cross that threshold. And I want to get ahead of the game so that way when that time comes, I am prepared and ready to go with something that's going to save me money and time. We're a state-funded agency. We're spending taxpayer dollars, and those are, we want to do the best value for our citizens in our state. It's going to replace offset in a lot of instances. Operators are getting ready to retire, and so you're going to be able to replace them with a younger generation. I think it's going to be huge for the industry. I highly recommend, if anyone's even looking at inkjet, they need to come to this in the future because it will definitely open your eyes to what inkjet can do.
I'm Bobby Logan. I'm with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas, and I came here to the Inkjet Summit to find out more about inkjet printers. I don't really have anything that I'm needing to fulfill right now, but in the future, it's going to take me a little bit of time to research. But I'm looking for the address side or to print on envelopes, also transactional print as well for another department I'm not really over that department, but I'm under the boss that is. And I'm finding out some information about it for him too. So for the transactional side, because they're just printing invoices, letters, documents. There's not really anything that's Pantone related. I think it would be a great value to their department and saving cost. It used to be years ago there was a certain high volume amount that you had to reach to actually gain that cost back. And I'm finding that it's changed. It's less than it used to be, and that the copy quality has improved as well. So that might be more of a benefit to my department. Quality, not as much a concern for the transactional print upstairs, but for my department, yes, because I print marketing material. There's Pantone colors that I have to match. I'm finding that they can match Pantone colors. It would just come down to the substrates that I would be able to use for the marketing material. That is still in my question box in my head yet. But for the most part, I'm finding that's all different too. So it's really advanced a lot in the last few years. So I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like it's kind of catching up with digital. I love being here. I've gotten so much knowledge. It's been a lot of fun meeting a lot of new people and seeing you again, Bob. The networking has been awesome. There's a lot of people that have given me knowledge too, not just the speakers.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah. Thank you for the interview.
Thanks for listening to the Implant Outlook podcast.